The Tight Five.
5 separate sporting topics, Lachlan, roughly a minute or so on each. When the bell goes ding, we move on to the next one. That's what I mean. Let's talk about Afghanistan, the giant killers. Blues break their hoodoo after 21 years. How impressed were you by them? Razors first squad tonight. Any bolters, any surprises? Will Harry Plummer get a call-up? England thrash Japan by 50 points. Shall we be worried? Warriors' worst loss in 2 years, one of the worst ever. Let's save that till after 3. Let's save it till after 3. And the Euros, let's kick it off with the Euros. Couple of games this morning. Germany drawing late against the Swiss. They topped that group, and the Jocks out after conceding a goal in the 100th minute. So that's the 10th minute of added on time. And so we're trucking through the next couple of days, people, and every day there's going to be a couple of games on at exactly the same time because they're the last matches in Euro. When you go through the teams here, Germany, Switzerland, Spain, England, Netherlands and France, let's put ticks beside them because they've got enough points to make it through even if one of them's a third place team, and Portugal. So you've got 7 teams which are pretty much confirmed, or about half of those are confirmed. 7 teams say through to the next round here. No great surprises in any of those. Hungary, this is the bizarre thing, Lachlan. They won against Scotland in the last second. That's the only match that they've won. They could actually make it through. 3 points might be good enough. The best looking or best qualified, best highest placed points totals or goal difference totals of the third place sides also make it through.
Yeah.
You could get through on 3 points. How weird's that? 1 win.
Well, you could.
Could.
I mean, your fate's not in your own hands, though. You're hoping that other results go your way, which in sport is just the worst.
But all you got to do is make it
position
into the round of 16, the knockout matches. That's the whole point of this tournament.
Has anyone ever... Oh, no, because this is only the second or third tournament where they've had this third place thing, isn't it? So, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want to do that, though, would you? You wouldn't want to be in a position where you're hoping that other results...
Well, yeah. I mean, all you want to do is get to the knockout stage and just back yourself on that game, don't you?
Yeah.
A lot of teams actually sort of... And Italy have won Football World Cups before where they have been thoroughly unimpressive during the group stage, but have gone on to win the tournament.
Well, France in 06 were like that. They didn't win it, but they got to the final. Portugal in 2016. Yes, Argentina at the World Cup in 2022 weren't great.
No, how many matches did they win out of 7?
4.
They won 4.
And they lost their first game
to Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they came through and won it.
You know.
So, yeah. I mean, it's just going to mosey on.
But your favourite team?
Keep you updated.
Der Mannschaft.
Yeah. Germans got away with it again.
So I've got to say, this is concerning. You're stoked that Afghanistan won a cricket match, and you're also just stoked that Germany won a game, or managed to draw a game this morning. So Afghanistan, who are ruled by the Taliban, and Germany, who've tried to take on the world twice, and didn't lose by much both times.
No, they didn't.
In
They were
those
pretty
world
damn close.
wars.
Went to extra time.
I've got to say, your choice of teams is concerning.
Well, this is the thing. I was celebrating yesterday as the Afghanis won against Australia. I was dancing, actually. I mean, it took some kind of hurt away from the Warriors, only because any time the Australian cricket team loses, I rejoice. I go to the fridge when Australia lose at a game of cricket. But then I was sitting there, because you'd messaged me and said, how can you support the Taliban? I was thinking, yeah, that is weird, isn't it? So,
well, I was too. I was stoked when I saw it. I thought, that's not good.
No. And do remember that Australia won't... We'll talk to Scott Bailey about this shortly. Do remember Australia won't play them, remember? They won't play Afghanistan out of these world tournaments. They refuse to do it. Because Afghanistan don't have a women's team, and under ICC regulations, you have to have a women's team. So this men's team shouldn't even be playing according to their own rules. But everyone loves this Afghanistan cricket team, don't they?
Yeah. They conveniently forget about what goes on in that country.
Well, I suppose what it is are they representing that government? And this is the whole thing. No, they're not.
The fashionable thing, I'm not going to get into the intricate details of the disputes between Israel and Palestine. There's a lot of history there that I'm not going to act like I even know anything about. It's quite a fashionable thing in the Western world to kind of point the finger at Israel and have a real crack at them. But Afghanistan won a couple of T20 cricket games and everyone's in love with them.
Yeah.
And look what they've been up to the last couple of years.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Does that team represent the people who run that country?
Well, Israel got booed like crazy at Eurovision.
There you go.
Okay,
see, that's the thing, But this is the millimetre deep understanding that the social media brigade have.
Well, whatever's
of the
the
conflicts of those
fashionable,
situations.
exciting, fun little thing to do, people do it. They just follow the masses.
Razor's first squad tonight. Should Harry Plummer be in that squad?
I'd like it if he was.
I'd like it if he was too.
He's a very raw player, Harry Plummer. He's not as refined as, say, a Mwanga or a Barrett was over the last couple of years. He's a bit more jagged around the edges.
I'd like to see him, though. You name me the 3 best first fives in the country right now.
He does the simple things right.
If you're going to put Brett Cameron in that squad, you then have to put Harry Plummer.
I think Harry Plummer's been far better this season, in my opinion. At least
who's going to be there? Mackenzie and who else?
It'll be Mackenzie, Bowden Barrett, and it'll be Purifetta. He'll be listed.
Well, he doesn't play first five.
He's been playing his best rugby as a fullback for the Blues, which has been the case for years now. Ever since he got moved there when they started playing.
I keep going. This is
Teddy Blake
absolutely farcical, people. For a tournament that, especially from a New Zealand perspective, is completely suffocated by the All Blacks because the players have to rest. 2 rounds into it, in the Super round, you had Rico Ioane and Christie being rested by the Blues on All Black rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole tournament we're told, the All Blacks can't do this, the All Blacks can't do this. None of these guys have been picked for the All Blacks
Well, they've established it's stupid because last year Scott Barrett played almost every single game ahead of the World Cup, and then you had Steffi Reese, who in the second or third game of the season, Super Rugby season, got injured and was out for the World Cup. So the whole thing is stupid.
So if you're not selecting on Super Rugby form, well, why have the bloody thing in that case, if that's the case? Well, why not just let the players play and then let them play anywhere? Wouldn't that make a lot more bloody sense? England thrashed Japan by 50 points. You worried? We get them next.
Worried for us or Japan?
Or both. I mean, this is Eddie Jones says they're going to be a top 4 side in World Rugby, mate.
His stock, not that it's high as it stands, but it's just it's plummeting and it's plummeting and it's plummeting. You're not investing anything into Eddie Jones Incorporated, are you?
So how long do you reckon that he's got? Is he going to be the Japan coach at the next World?
Yes, because, look, Japan, so he coached them to that spectacular result in 2015, then got the England job, and then Jamie Joseph and Tony Brown, but mainly Jamie Joseph took over as the national coach, and they sort of managed to make them a competitive side for a long time. Apart from that 2019 World Cup, getting to the knockout phase, Japan never really done much over the last 9 years, really. So they probably are smart enough to know that their relevance hinges on getting the odd scalp in World Rugby, which is tough because it's quite competitive at the moment internationally, or they have a man who makes a lot of noise and bangs the drum and he's Eddie Jones and he's raising people's eyebrows. So I think Japan are like, as long as people are talking about us, that's all we care about. No, I'm not worried for the All Blacks. Well, I am in a sense because England will be a tough side to beat because they play a style similarly to the Blues, how they played on the weekend or how they played this year. But I don't know if I think it's said more bad things about Japan than great things about England, to be honest. Because Japan weren't great at the World Cup last year.
Brushing past some feeble defence. Embarrassing for the Warriors.
It took the Titans 15 minutes to score their first try.
Did it?
It was 0-0 after 14 minutes.
Wow.
And then the Titans scored 66 points in 65 minutes.
I only watched the highlights yesterday because I was out at a charity gig actually on a Saturday night. Incredible charity gig, I've got to tell you about. What can you say about that? Let me say something positive about the Warriors' result against the Titans. The fans. They turned up in huge numbers on the Gold Coast. There you go. Well worth it.
I don't think that team deserves any positives to be stated about them at all. Look, I don't like this team, but I like to be impartial. I try to be impartial. I don't think anyone can truly be impartial, but I try to be impartial. It is concerning, and
you keep talking. I've just received a text from Kemper. He says, let me in, you're not.
Let me in, you're okay, anyway. Well, what I'm going to say is it's concerning how the Warriors, you rewind 7 days exactly from the moment they lost that Titans game. And Marty's just yabbering away in the background. But they were up 14-0 against the Storm after about, 20 minutes? Can you stop yelling? I'm trying to talk. Out. Up 14-0 on the Storm after 18 minutes. Fast forward a week from that moment, and they've just been killed by 60 by the Titans. I mean, what a change in fortunes in the space of a week. That's not a natural downfall.
Okay, here we go. Aaron Pearce tweeted this out yesterday and put it on the official One New Zealand Warriors.
He commented on their Facebook page.
Okay,
that's what he did. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read this to you word for word. Being at the game and so close to the ground after the first try was scored, I could not believe the bickering and disunity behind the post. This is clearly a team that is not happy and united. I'm not trying to put the boot in here, but this was an embarrassment for the club and the players, clearly not united. Also, AFB had no interest in the game. It's probably time to cut people from the team that don't believe in the vision.
But this is the thing. How is a team that, to their credit, secured 3 impressive victories over the Panthers, Dolphins and Cowboys, how can you so quickly fall apart? Now, I'm not talking about players like Roger and Sean being in there and whether they've been their inclusion actually is detrimental to the team. It's more so how can you fall off so suddenly after seemingly you guys were all G'd up by these performances and you looked like you were on track for the gate if all went to plan. And
I think this is that comment to me is a real worry, because if that is going on amongst that team after the first try, after the 10th try, I could imagine actually players having a crack at it. But after the first try. But now, we've heard a lot of rumours about this over the last few weeks, and I haven't deliberately said anything about them live or publicly because you don't know whether there's any truth in this. But when you look at this and if you've got a jigsaw in front of you and you're putting pieces together, there's something not right.
Well, remember the Adam not being part of the players' circle against Manly. Remember Sean having a real go at Roger in the Dragons game.
Adam not wanting to be part of the team and walking out of the dressing room, and did he storm out? Did he? However, his management team said that he was so upset and emotional and all that. I mean, whatever, mate.
Little, cameos of disunity.
There seems to be, doesn't there?
But the thing is that there's been like 3 or 4 sudden 180s. You were started terribly with 2 losses in games that you probably should have won both, to be fair. And then you had 3 in a row. Billy Slater on Channel 9's talking about you being a premiership contender. And then all of a sudden, you draw that game with Manly and then you start losing. You lose 4 in a row.
Right.
Whoa, what's going on here? And then you turn it round.
Yeah.
You beat the Panthers short-handed, beat the Dolphins short-handed, beat the Cowboys. There's another 180. And then now we've got another one. You're up 40-0 in the Storm, and then you lose that 38-10 in the final 60 minutes.
And then 104 points in the space of 80 minutes or 90 minutes of rugby league.
It's like the Warriors of old on steroids.
Devlin.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
The Platform.